Do you ever realize just how big and how many ripple effects are from some of the big things that we do in life? Whether it's from having kids, whether it's from moving, whether it's from starting a new job, but also in the little things too. That smile you gave to someone, just greeting someone, turning to the stranger next to you and talking to them. We're spending time this summer hearing stories of people who have gone with the gospel and how it's impacted their faith, their life, and how they see it in your life too. And so we've shared with you in worship these videos, a short one about the impact that the mission trips to Kentucky have made. But we're trying to share the sort of longer form videos with you this summer too. And so we heard from Don Olmsted last week, and this week we're going to hear from Mr. Mark Miller. And what I really like about what he says is that very thing, that he talks and shares this story of one of his friends that went on a mission trip and took some time off, and how in a strange way that God was actually at work in him for someone that didn't even go on the trip. And how true is that, right? That it's not even just our going, not only just those people we serve that are affected, but that the ripple effects, that our God is so big and so powerful and so mighty that he can and does work in many different ways in that too. And so here is his story about his time in Kentucky. I always encourage you to make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel as well. It helps other people find this stuff, but also, and most importantly, helps them find Jesus as well. So today, Mr. Mark Miller.
Hello, I'm Mark Miller, and I've been asked to say a few words about our mission trips that we do here at St. Luke. I've gone down 4 times, and I've had a different experience each time, and I want to share with you an experience the very first time that I went. I was having trouble with my back and trouble with my feet. And my wife said to me, "Are you sure you want to go? You know, what are you going to be able to do down there?" And I wasn't sure, but I felt that God was telling me I should go. And so I said, even if I can't do the work, I can instruct other people because I know how to do the work. So I ended up going down, and we met one of the employees from Fuller who was in the military. He was injured severely, and they brought him back, and they told him he would probably never walk again. And he stayed with his sister on her couch because he couldn't climb steps or go anywhere. And a local church group heard of what happened to him, and they came and they prayed over him. And he said he felt nothing at the time, but afterwards he slowly started feeling better. Day by day, soon he could sit up and he could move around, even though the VA doctors told him that they had no hope for him. They didn't want to try to operate on him. They thought that they would paralyze him, and they felt that he would never get better, but he did. And soon he was walking around, and he went to the VA, and they told him, we have no way of saying what happened to you, or other than it was a miracle what happened to you, because they never expected him to be able to do what he did again. And the guy was very sincere. He was almost in tears as he was telling us this. And when he was finished, I jokingly said to him, I could use a miracle like that myself. And he said, "Why, what's wrong?" And I explained about how bad my feet were hurting me and my back, and I was here to help. And so he took a chair out, put it in the middle of the church floor, and told everyone to come over and put their hands on me, and they prayed over me. And again, I didn't feel anything when that happened, and they were done. But the next day, what was needed done was work on the ladder, and that was the last thing that I wanted to do, would be standing on a ladder for hours on end. But one of the other church members here was trying to do a job that needed 2 men, and I knew how to do electrical work, so I started to help him. And to my surprise, I was able to stand on the ladder the entire day, and my feet didn't bother me. And the next day, we did the same thing until we completed the job. And to this day, my feet still don't hurt me. Now, like I said, there was no miracle. Like I felt like, oh, I'm cured. But sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And I wasn't expecting to get that sort of result when I went down there. I went down to volunteer to help other people, but I got more out of the mission than I put into it. And that's just shows, how God works mysterious ways. And I was very happy that I went. I had no real, the first time I went, I had no real idea what we were going to do when we got there. And the fact that if someone would have said, well, you'll probably have to stand on a ladder the entire time, I would have said, well, that's probably not the right thing for me to be doing. But it's just the way it worked out, and I was very happy that it did work out that way. Well, there's always something to do. I know how to do a lot of the work, but even at my age, I would tell them that I'm not going to do any roofing. And the one time we went down, we were putting 12-foot sheets of drywall overhead, and it didn't do my back any favor, so I would mark that on my list as something not to do again. And not everybody has to do everything. Most of us that go down there are older, retired, but we get it done. We get the work done. We have a lot of fun while we're doing it. And like I say, you never know how God is working with you and for you as you do it. A friend of mine who belongs to another church was asked to go on a mission trip to Africa for a month, but he only had 2 weeks vacation. And he asked his boss if he could have 2 weeks unpaid vacation. His boss said sure, that he could do that, go ahead and take a month off. He asked him why he needed this time. And when he told him where he was going and what he was doing, when he got back, the boss paid him for the whole time. He also got involved in the church. And it just shows that just that person going on a mission trip, how he affected other people that didn't go on the trip. How it brings people to the congregation, to the church that's doing the right thing. And God wants us to help others, to do work, to live by works. You can have faith, but it says in James that if you have faith without works, your faith is dead. That you need both. You need to show your faith through your works. And so this is just one more way we can do that. Here at St. Luke with the school, we have pastors, we have teachers in the school, we have Sunday school teachers, and everyone helps in their own way. With the food bank, people help there. And this is just one more way for people to help others, knowing that these people will never be able to pay you back. That's a true gift there. Anyone can help someone who thinks they'll get paid back, but these people have nothing. And there's no way they could ever give you anything. And it's very, very rewarding to go. The feeling that you get for helping people. It's good for you. And I recommend it for anyone who thinks they could possibly make one of these mission trips to go. I am Mark Miller, and I go with the gospel.